Hey, it's me, I'm back, Kathy Hill. Now the holidays, or well, the holidays, all of them aren't over, but Christmas is now over. And what I got hung with this year was some of the cream cheese. You remember the seafood dip that we made? I made a lot of that cream cheese base for it, and I got left with some of that. I didn't use all the crab either, so what I decided to do, because I had some store-bought wonton wrappers in my freezer, was to make some crab rangoons. I love to make rangoons. I love them. My favorite thing to eat, one of my favorite things to make. A lot of people don't like the tediousness of making them, but I like it. And back in when I had my catering business, there was a guy that used to come around, and he represented a company, and I can't remember what they were called, but they were based in Norwell, Massachusetts, which was close by Pembroke, where I had my business. And he used to come around and try to sell me. Their whole company was just rangoons. That's all they made, and they made all different kinds. They had meatball and provolone and buffalo chicken and just all different kinds of rangoons, and they sold them commercially. But instead of buying them from them, I stole their ideas instead, and I played around with a lot of different kinds of rangoons. Today, I took the cream cheese mixture and the crab, and we're going to make crab rangoons. Now imagine crab rangoons with crab in them. So stay tuned. We're going to go through the recipe and we're going to make them up. To negate the tartness of the lemon, I added a little bit of honey to the cream cheese to give it a little more savoriness and not so much tartness as we were looking for with the seafood cocktail. And then you're going to add your crab. You're going to blend it all together so it's all mixed up very well, and kind of looks like that. We're going to use some store-bought wonton wrappers. As with the wrapping of most things, it is really hard to explain how to do this neatly, and I'm not, like those people you see at the Chinese restaurant who could do this in like a half a second. But to wrap one of these crab rangoons, we want to moisten the edges of the wonton wrapper. We're going to use what I would call a rounded teaspoon of the crab mixture that we made, and we're going to put that on. Then what you're going to do is you're going to line up your corners. I don't know if you can see this or not, but we're going to line up your corners and lightly press the edges. Then once they're all lined up and sort of semi-adhered, you're going to press them down on your cutting board, and then you're going to press them real hard so that it sticks. And just to make it rangoonish, we're going to turn in the corners. So it looks like that. And I made a whole bunch of these because they only take a teaspoonful of filling, so that little bit of cream cheese and that little bit of crab went a real long way with these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to freeze them uncooked, and then when I want to eat them, I'm going to pull some out and we're going to fry them up. We're going to do some today just to complete the process, but with the rest of them I'm just going to. So anyway, again, I don't know if you can see, you're going to line up your corners and your edges, and then press down on the board, seal them up. Now if any of the stuff squishes out while you're doing this, you just take a little cloth and wipe the edges clean. That'll work. You don't want to overfill these, because if you do, while they're cooking, they're going to explode and they make a mess of your oil, and they're not fun to eat when they're all broken open. So we're going to do one more, and then I'm going to finish up. So again, moisten the edges. This is just water. You don't need an egg wash or anything like that. And a teaspoon. Again, we're going to line up your edges. Press them real hard to seal. Wet the corners and fold them in. That's how you wrap a wonton. You can make all kinds of pot stickers in the coming months, years, however long we're going to go on with this, and it's fun. And this is what they look like. If you freeze them flat on a cookie sheet, in the freezer. Then you can put them in a bag and store them. We're going to fry these in about 350-degree oil. To test the oil, you splash water on it. If it pops up and bubbles at you, then that means it's done. And this is how we serve them. Delicious.